A Pint-A-Plain, your only man.
Oh Lord, shake me down, give me a Pint-A-Plain. Oh Lord, what can you do? Give me a Pint-A-Plain.
Now here's the thing I was wondering for a long time. Is there any known cure for blackheads?
Plenty of sulphur.
Do you mean pimples? Pimples take time, you know. You can't clean pimples up in the one night.
Oh, sulphur is very good, of course, Mr. Fortescue, but it's for the bowels. They give you sulphur. Unless I'm thinking of something else.
To clear away pimples in the one go, you'll have to get up early in the morning. Very early in the morning. That's what I'm taking.
They tell me if you steam your face, the pores will, you know, open up. That's the man for blackheads. Plenty of steam.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. Bad blood is at the back of the whole thing. When the quality of the blood isn't first class, out march our friends the pimples. It's nature's warning, Mr. Shanahan. You can steam your face till your snot melts, but damn the good it'll do your blackheads if you don't attend to your insides.
I always heard that sulphur was the best thing you could take.
Look, there'd be less consumption in this country if the people paid more attention to their blood. Do you know what it is? The nation's blood is getting worse. Any doctor will tell you that. Sure, the half of it is poison.
Blackheads are not so bad. A good big boil on the back of your neck. That's the boil that'll make you say your prayers. A boil is a fright. It's a fright now. You walk down the street and here you are like a man with a broken neck. Your snot's hopping off your knees. I know a man that never wore a collar for 5 years. 5 years, think of that. But the boil's the boy. The boil's the boy that'll bend your back.
Well, I'll tell you what's hard too. A bad knee. They say a bad knee is worse than no knee at all. A bad knee and an early grave.
Where would you be if you're gone in the 2 knees?
Oh, well, I knew a man, and it's not long since he died now. A man by the name of Bartley Madigan. A right decent skin too.
You never heard a bad word said about Bartley?
I knew a Peter Madigan once now. A tall, well-built man from down the country. But that was about 10 years ago.
Well, I'll tell you now, Bartley, he got a crack of a doorknob on the knee.
That's a queer place to get the knob of a door. By God, he must have been a right bruiser. A doorknob. Well, what happened?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what happened. When me heard Bartley got the crack, he didn't let on he was hurt at all. Not a word out of him. On the way home in the tram, he complained of a bit of a pain. The same night he was given up for
Oh,
dead.
for God's sake.
Oh, not a word of a lie, gentlemen.
Are you telling me now he wouldn't die? He just wouldn't die?
He lived for 20 years, and he spent the 20 years on the flat of his back in bed. He was paralysed from the knee up. That's a queer one for you.
He was better off dead.
Paralysis is certainly not a nice cup of tea.
He was better off dead. He was better off in his grave than in that bed.
20 years is a long
Oh,
time.
Lord help us.
A blow on the head would leave you twice as well off. A crack on the head, and you were grand. I knew a man that was presented with an accidental scalp of a hammer under something that he sits on. The important, what you may call it, to the rear. You know what I mean?
Is this a man I know by any chance?
He lived for the length of a split second. Long enough to fall in a heap on his own hall. Something, you understand, gave way. Something, I forget what they called it, but it was badly burst anyway. So the doctor said when they examined him, like, you know. The cream of the joke is this. He got the hammer on the morning of his birthday. That was the present he got.
The poor so-and-so.
He died by the hammer. I say they have great coal hammers in that place in Baggett Street there for 1 and 9.
Well, a shilling is plenty to pay for the coal hammer.
Oh, well, there's another gentleman that I advise you all to avoid. Cross the road if you see him coming. Our old friend, Piles.
Oh, yes.
Piles.
Aye, he's a man that'll make you sit up and take notices if you let him into your house. Hey, Mr. Shanahan.
Oh, a terrible man. I met him once, but I tell you, he got his orders. Out he went.
Oh, well, it's the blood again. It's the blood
It
again.
was round, is it, anyway?
The blood.
What are you having, lads? A Pint-A-Plain? Oh, Jesus. The whisper in the morning, the whisper in the night. Are you going for a bite? I am hanging about. The whisper in the morning. The whisper in the morning. Yeah, boy, look, go on. The whisper in the morning.